ladies and gentlemen, to the Cold Bench on Vida Unfiltered Studios in Mobibia Kwaba. Yet again, we are coming your way with another riveting conversation. And this time, Yakadibia se enyum with music. You can't do away with music no matter the circumstance. From birth, you the lullaby, bejo tata, right to death, you the dead, ne beja o kwan. So when you're broken heart, so when your graduation, so when your party, whatever the occasion, you need music. But for some reason, there are some people are enyum woman teda. Through no fault of theirs, woman te enyum eda. Enti yebusa ye ho bia se anye bia ye nuanu ma sebi yo wo di dem a wo maso enti asem no. When they want to enjoy some music, on person wo have fun, on person wo di nkomo bi, on person wo di enyum bi ka o masema. How do they go about it? For times with that number, you're discriminating women in various aspects to make a venue, a concert, or there is no wheelchair place. I will be in a wheelchair before and wakwa kudru. Sebi, there are lots of information on our television stations. Kakrebi pe, and I want who says Sebi woman or maso entiasem. There's somebody there. Or yes, our sound, or your interpretation, now mom with the sign language. So now we have in the studios Adime, a young lady. What to when see her say, Yenuanuma sebi woma so entiasem or this sign language ebe interpreting music or promoting Ghana yenyumiya through sign language. Ama yenuanuma sebi woma di dema womo ente asem no. Adime.
Hello.
You're welcome to the Cold Bench.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's so about Kanya home. So I'd like to find out from you. Ebane saying now decided yes, I will be sign language in the first place. And how long did it take you?
Well, I started off when I was young. I was in Sunday school. So they introduced us to sign language. We learned the basics, the ABC and all that. But unfortunately, I moved to another town, so I stopped learning. But I went to my school, SHS, Hope College. They teach sign language as an extracurricular activity. So that's when I took it up again. I told my seniors sign, and it was so nice. Every program in my school with big people seated in front, and they'll be out there signing. I'm like, wow, like you're just the only young person on stage. This is so beautiful. So I told myself that after vacation, when I come back, I will learn how to sign and also be there. Fortunately or unfortunately, COVID came and I got an ample time to learn the language. So my church, we had deaf people there. We were not having deaf people initially, but because of the COVID, they don't have to travel for long distances to get to where they will get someone to interpret for them. So we had to bring interpreter to our local church. Wow. Then I started from there. I told them I know how to sign, but I had no idea. I just only knew the basics, the ABCD, but I was like, what can happen, can happen. Let me just go and tell them that I know how to sign. So they gave me a task that the following Sunday, I'll be given the opportunity to sign this Lord's Supper section of our worship. And I was like, good. I went home, went to call my sister, went to call anybody I know that knows how to sign very well. They helped me with through the media. They helped me to get certain signs, ask them what are the words that are likely to be mentioned during the Lord's Supper period. So they gave me the words. We started learning some songs and all that. I went to church that following Sunday and the deaf people loved how I sang. And mind you, I've never signed before.
Wow.
So they encouraged me. So I got motivated by the deaf people. They always tell me that I should come. And I was the youngest person they've ever seen interpreting for them. So they were really excited. You can tell. And I was fulfilled. Wow. So I took it upon myself to learn more. That's how come I started my TikTok journey. I wanted to learn more words. So how can I learn more words? I have to give myself tasks. So how can I find words? Because I can't just find words and learn them. I would definitely forget.
Right.
So I started with one music. I posted it. People loved it. Then now it has become something that people are expecting to see more of it.
Right. So it took you a number of years. Sign language in totality?
Well, I can't say I know how to sign in totality, as you said.
Even in English, you still refer to the dictionary, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. But it's a learning progress. I can see now I'm far better than how I started.
Right.
right?
Okay, so you share sabi yenyan mo medidema. There are various aspects that discriminating against omo. To the be a facility, some be use omo school or omo call and other issues. Why did you choose to say of all the other sectors and areas now you're discriminating against? You are taking charge of their entertainment. You want to do sign language, promote your music, let them also feel a part of your entertainment. Why that sector?
Funny enough, I'm not a music person. I hardly listen to music. But when I started the video, people on TikTok started suggesting songs for me. So I started listening to more songs and learning more signs. So as the demand was high for music, I went into music.
So they love music.
Exactly. My audience, as at that time,
Right.
I started with music. So they loved music and I also fell in love with it. I was like, okay, it's good. Deaf people are not really, we don't see more of like music being interpreted into sign language for deaf people to listen. So this is like something that my audience are suggesting to me. Then I can take it up and do more of that.
Once you do the sign language, indirectly, tonyum natural mo.
Exactly.
So what's their response? Do they dance to the sign?
Yes. Recently, I went to Kumasi and I met a group of young deaf people, and one deaf already knew me on TikTok. Like, oh, he has been watching my videos and all that. So he started telling his other deaf friends about my video on TikTok, and he showed them the video and they started loving it, signing along. And I was super excited because something that I've always wished to like see. I don't normally have deaf people around me. It's just at church. And sometimes I'm in school, so I barely see deaf people. Probably on the phone that we have a conversation. But I've not really been in an environment where deaf people are really watching my video and appreciating it to that extent. So I was really filled with joy.
So how do they match the lyrics to an artist? Say, sign or who say Stone Boy Numni, Black Sheriff Numni, Sarkodin, how are they able to match it?
So whenever I post a video out there, I put in the artist name and the song title, right? So deaf people deal with vibrations. So they can listen to the beats with their fingers, like with the vibration, and feel the song and see the signs. So they can determine that this song is the song for this artist.
Are they able to do the viral dances that comes with the song?
Yes, we have deaf dancers.
Wow.
I've interpreted for deaf dancers through multiple auditions. They've been going for auditions. So they call me like, oh, Adime, are you free? We want to go for this audition. Come and be our interpreter for this program and all that.
Wow. Yeah. So how many, in terms of statistics, how many deaf people narrowed down to in terms of Ghana and the world at large? Because we also want our music to go international, and it's going international. If there are equally deaf people outside Ghana, they might also want to benefit from Wudiawuye. So statistically, nipa dodo saying that your content is serving.
Currently, my content is trying its best to reach a lot of deaf people outside. Yeah. But if you talk about deaf people in general, for the world, we are deaf people are close to a continent.
Wow.
Yeah. But if for my music interpretation, we are getting to reach more and more deaf people each and every time. And the hearing audience also love it. So it's like two audience together. We are getting the hearing population. So the Gen Zs actually like inclusivity and authentic content. So if something like this is out there, you get a whole lot of audiences from different parts. The hearing audience, the deaf audience, or even someone who does not even like music, but will love the visual content of what I'm doing. They are all audience I serve.
Right. So how do you come about and you was selected for sign language? Because commercial song. Sometimes nimani bi wo ho one nyum ni mu a e profane kakra. So we then who the taste of the deaf people, no. We then who said this is the kind of music that they like in Timamenya sign. And a wow choice. They open our own interpreting more.
Just like any artist, we have a lot of artists out there, everyone and what they want and the kind of music they want. So I don't want to like decide for my audience. If in my comment section, someone says, oh, sign the song, I'll go for it. If I personally love a song, I'll also sign it out. So I don't really limit myself to, okay, this there's the particular songs. I'm signing only love songs. I'm signing only this song. But then if you come across my content and you're like, okay, I like the song. I like how you did the interpretation. As a deaf person, I will not know the number of deaf persons who love probably this particular artist, right? So I just create the content. They love it. They enjoy it. Share it to your friends and all that.
Right. So you did say that if you're putting, excuse me to say, deaf people together across the world, it's like a whole continent.
Yeah, almost.
So, and their language is also universal language. So what the sign you do here is understood worldwide. Is that what it is?
No, sign language is not it's not a universal sign in the sense that every country have their form of sign language.
Really?
So in Ghana, we use the Ghanaian sign language. In America, they use the American sign language. In Nigeria, they use the Nigerian sign language.
What's the difference?
Thank you. So Ghana got our sign language from the American Sign Language. Most of African countries got our signs from the American Sign Language. But the difference is that, you see, we as Ghanaians, we have the way we live, the how we call certain things. Like we don't have Banku in America. Exactly. So we create the signs, some of the signs here. They realize that, okay, since we have certain signs that are only familiar to Ghanaians, it's Ghanaian Sign Language.
Okay, so that has to do with the cultural...
Exactly. So the cultural blend.
Stuff. But the hello, good morning, how are you doing? That the English sign language. I say, oh yeah, sign language for English words now. Can you say a neutral, a universal, be able to asiana?
Yes, Ghana need be able to.
Ghana, so it's limited to
yes, or anyone who understand or have a bit of knowledge in American Sign Language can understand. Because sometimes I see Nigerian signs and I'm like, yeah, I can point at the signs in Ghanaian.
Yeah. I wanted to find out, say, language in it to say, Anna, because who say, can we ever have deaf musicians?
Yes.
This is just the sign, and then somebody in America, somebody in Portugal can understand what they mean, but they are artists on their own.
Well, we have international sign language. That one there is understood everywhere. You can sign everywhere and sign that particular sign language, and everybody will understand you. So that's in a form of like the international, the universal form of sign language.
So there are talented deaf people. They want to do music. Do you think society will accept a kind of music that is done with the sign language?
Yes, our society can accept. Well, we have a lot of talented deaf people. Some are actors. As we said earlier, some are dancers, musicians. Yes, we do. I recently came across a deaf musician. I've forgotten the country, but yes, I've seen a deaf musician. But they produce like kind of like sounds and the sign together because deaf people are not mute, so they have like sounds.
Yeah. So would you lead a charge for something like that? Say, me were talented. Have you identified any talented deaf person in terms of musically, artistically? You can say, I'll lead the charge and let people hear this person, what he's got to say.
Well, personally, no. I've not met.
But do they tell you that I can sing? Well, have you come across any deaf that tells you that, I can do something with the sign language? Is there anything like that?
No, I've not seen something like that. It's probably there is something like that out there.
You need to inquire for us to know, say, Obi or Felisa or because I've seen a video before of Obia or yes sound or yes deaf, but or yes sound and it was as if or rappy. But because we don't know you can't really relate because you can hear the sound and the vibe and you can tell probably this person say in the sign language and I say if you're spitty bars.
I know, right?
Or spitty bars we don't understand. So that's why I ask say you will be obey top world class sign language artist or something. I don't know if like you explained to us. So how do we get them to benefit from your concerts? December, for instance, a whole lot of concerts for Ghana Beam Festival, Rapperholic, Beyond Control, Sin City, a whole lot. Zamadisco, Blacko. So how do we get them to also enjoy your concert, CB?
We need an interpreter, a sign language music performer. In America, most of their big events, they have interpreters. And interpreters are there to provide, be the artist or let's say a co-artist to the deaf, or be the voice, I think that's the right word, to the deaf community for the artists.
Wow.
So that's one thing that I wish Ghanaians or Africans can take it up on ourselves, that, okay, now deaf people are becoming more and more. And each and every day, they are left out. We have deaf youth who who really like musicians, like they are into music, into these kind of things, that they want to go for outings. Like December, she said, we have teens rave. They want to also be part of that. But because of probably they can't hear, they are pushed aside. And it's a world that is also growing. We have people who became deaf not long ago, who also used to enjoy this, but because of like this thing, they feel kind of like shy to come out. But if we are deliberate enough, intentional, we put more intentional efforts to that side, that, okay, now this program, we want deaf interpreter, deaf music performer to be there to sign for them. It will be beautiful. It would really make much noise.
Right.
Sell the musicians, sell the concert itself. Because right now, everybody wants something that they know that, okay, this particular artist is providing value. This particular artist is doing something that, well, a lot of people ignore. They are trying to give a voice to the voiceless, I should say, or a group of people that people don't
Right,
take.
let me give a shout out to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I mean, on his campaign trail, you always see, say, or when a personal interpreter or any name across the world in this inclusivity, I give thumbs up to your man Penny for leading that charge. Would you also advocate for music videos to have an interpreter at the corner somewhere?
Oh, right now we don't want to be placed at the corner, because sign language is like a visual language. So at the corner is like, you are doing this, but you are not really doing it. That's a boy, but won't boy. Do you get
but it's still on the TV, Anna. Yes, corner or no corner, it's still on the TV.
Sometimes they have this like downward movement of like text or information. So it sometimes covers exactly. So we want, like, if it is like the left side, something like in the middle, something like that, which
but
not
visually. How do you place? And now say newscasters, say you can use that they should place another person there specifically for the sign language. But on the screen, where would you want them to be?
Well,
because visually, to me for being image being too infinite.
Exactly. I've seen on your TV. See how they've positioned the deaf person. Exactly. That's
a standard for you.
No, I feel like they've tried, and that's something that is not really seen. And it's something new that we are seeing. Okay, now they are positioning them very well. Now the deaf person can actually see the person interpreting or saying what the other person is saying. Because deaf people will look at the interpreter and sometimes look at the person or what's going on, what's the scene actually itself, and probably get one or two things and look at the interpreter for what they're actually saying.
So, and I will say, and what do you think? Because the discrimination, I know ordained by so doing, compulsory in our schools, and should sign language be made compulsory in our schools?
I would be glad if sign language is made compulsory in our school. Most of the time, my comment section, people normally say that sign language is supposed to be compulsory in our various schools. Like my school, Hope College, sign language is it's a compulsory course. You can't finish school without doing it. So I hope they could do that.
Right. Because I'm wondering, say you're a deaf person, you go to the hospital, necessarily sign language. How do you even describe how you're feeling for doctor not to, So I also support that course that after watching this interview in Penny for no more for my dream course, let's make sign language, compulsory everywhere. So do you do this full time?
Yes, I do this full time.
And you stood for SRC also. When I still talking about that, I know you're a student.
Yes.
So what do you study? What do you study? She got her first heartbreak on campus. Why do you do that to Adime? What do you study?
I read geography and archaeology.
Geography, archaeology, plus sign language. What's the link?
Well, I already know the sign language before I came to the university. Right. The university is just to explore and learn different fields. By sign language is where my heart chose. Let me see. Yes.
Wow. So do you get call-ups from the university authorities to do sign language for occasions on campus? How are they utilizing your talent?
Well, I've gotten the opportunity to sign about a number of events on campus, as well as also interpret for deaf students in their lecture halls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Paid for? Was sorry. All right. Anyway,
Charlie.
so Adime, this is a journey that for us at Vida Unfiltered Studios, we want to congratulate you for embarking on this journey. As we go along, we want more inclusivity with our disabled society as well. So we'd like to say kudos before we go.
Thank
just
you
drop
so
a few
much.
things. So you need to do a sign, and you need to
play music and
the music sign until let us know what's me at to, then you do it. Then we know which song. Oh no, don't forget about my voice. Forget the voice. My abochi voice with the sign. I mean, give us one of the songs, one of the classics that you've done.
For
YouTube, your volume copyright will just so you just have to.
Let me say something.
All right.
Hi everybody. Thank you so much for choosing sign language. Sign language is the language for deaf people, as we all know. But now, do you feel that deaf people are included in whatever we do? It's a question to you. Tell a friend to tell a friend that today, let's all learn sign language to add to inclusivity. Thank you all.
Right. I think we should still have to do music because this is about music promotion. I want a very simple song. Simple song. Charlie, simple song. So, Adime, by popular request, we want to have you sign for music. So you tell me the music that you want. I'll try and, sing it with my abochi voice, and then you do the sign for us.
JJJ.
JJJ by Stone Boy.
Exactly.
Oh, what do you feel? So let's start. So 3, 2, 1. Naniwe knock off a bayo onwani JJJ. Naniwe knock off a bayo onwani. Nanu ye knock off a bayo. Nanu ye knock off a bayo. Inche.
That part I danced it. I didn't understand.
You didn't sign that side, Charlotte. Thank you. So, Adime, walk us through the process briefly. You pick the song. How do you go about the signing?
Well, there are lots of things I do behind the scene before the actual video is being seen. First of all, sometimes I've not even heard the song before. I need to listen to it. Initially, when I started, I used to listen to it for 2 or 3 days. Then I will generate the sign. I'll write the lyrics down, generate the signs from the lyrics, then learn the sign language generated signs with the music for a day. Then the next day I shoot a video. But thankfully, because of I've been doing this for a very long time, now I'm able to listen to the music today, generate the sign today, and shoot a video today.
So when you say generate the sign, do you draw it on paper? How do you generate it?
So I write the lyrics down. I try my best to understand. So because I listen to it for a very long time, I get to understand where the artist is from, what the artist wants to actually say, and I know the attitude I'm supposed to go with the flow to make the song flow. I know the attitude. I know the words that the artist is trying to say in this particular. Sometimes, artists play with words a lot. Mm-hmm. And in sign language, repetition is something else. Because we want your interpret, you want the deaf people to get what is there. So you have to find a way to make the sign smooth with the music. So you have to check, because we have sign exact English and deaf people prefer in Ghana, deaf people prefer interpretation. They want to get the information. So now they've told you what this is about. Now tell us what is there, not how the person said it.
Okay. So the language does not accommodate repetitions too much.
Yes, because sign language use a lot of synonyms. Right? We use a lot of synonyms. You can Lord, God. You see, Lord, God. They are all in like
Almighties.
the same sentence. But you can say God, then Lord, you point to God. So you have different forms of signing. So you taking the best expression for
Wow.
that part is really necessary and very important. And
Wow.
in sign language, any little mistake you do can change the entire meaning of that particular song. So you have to make sure that everything is in the exact
sync.
order. Yes, and when you're shooting the video, there are lots of process with shooting the videos. The song is supposed to sing because you have to make sure that this line ends with this sign. Sometimes sign language is brief. The artist will say a very long sentence, but the sign is actually like 3 things. So you have to know how to position yourself for that particular line to like blend very well. Otherwise, to the hearing person who does not know sign language, you say you are lying.
How are you able to sign these Gen Z terminologies?
Deaf people, you have Gen Zs.
Hey.
Yes, I recently signed a song and it had red flag. I wanted to change the red flag to like
red flag, nah.
Exactly. I wanted to do it problem, but I was like, nah. Deaf people actually like understand
red flag.
I've been with deaf teenagers and they understand what red flag means.
Wow.
So they get that because that song is not. I will not say an old deaf person will not be like, what is red flag?
I wish we could sign Stoneboy's verse on Kwabna. Do the red flag, let me see. Nah, red flag, nah.
Okay, we can do that. So now flag, red. Like me huye na me ignore it. So
Okay.
me mean.
So let it continue. Nah, red flag, nah. Me menino. Let it flow for me. Red flag, nah. Me menino. Charlie, the signing is so cool, eh? I have to try something. I have to try something.
We have different ways of signing this particular line.
Wow.
But as a sign language music performer, you have to choose the best suit to make the sign flow and make actually sense to someone who does not even understand sign language. Like, yeah, I can actually see that. This is
Charlie.
So sign language music
this is so beautiful. You need every little support in this industry to push this. Charlie, the musicians have no idea the kind of work you are doing to push their music. Charlie, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Kudos. So, Adime, your last words before we part ways.
Well, I ensure all artists or anybody in the music industry to use sign language in their interpretation, either for concerts, music video, or anything as such, because there are lots of sign language music performers coming up, and I believe that in the near future we see this thing as not something that it's so like alarming, but something that people are seeing that yes, we are supposed to do this, and I love seeing this. Let's do this together.
Right, so you heard it right here on Vital Unfiltered Studios. Yes, see, it was sign language music performance, and we are calling on all artists to make sure, let the disabled, let the deaf also be a part of your creative journey. So we entrust you, say, henceforth, every artist in Ghana, a little budget, put it aside for sign language so that you carry the disabled along with your music journey. This has been the Cold Bench on Vital Unfiltered Studios. Thank you for sticking and staying with us.